the best software for recording a video podcast. There's a lot of layers to this, and there are going to be some things that we're going to have to, some key concepts that you need to be aware of before we get into that. And how you're going to set it up is going to determine which direction you need to go. So let's take this one step at a time and hopefully keep our heads screwed on. You ready? Here we go. By the end of this video, we're going to cover several different scenarios. Hopefully this is going to give you the idea or the impetus to fix whatever it is that you're doing in whatever scenario you're going to be working with. Anywhere from one all the way up to multiple people, all the way up to one location to multiple locations. How is it all going to work out for you? Hopefully we're going to find the scenario that fits your situation. So let's get started. Now, first of all, when it comes to any kind of recording, especially when it comes to a podcast, and you want to do video recording, of course, naturally, you could do it straight into your, say, smartphone, or directly into a camera like a DSLR or a mirrorless. Whatever kind of recording that you're going to be doing, it's really not going into the software per se, unless you do it online. Now, the reason why you might want to do it online is, let's say, for example, your cell phone and your smartphone and your camera, they're perfect for, say, talking head videos like I'm doing here today, teaching, explainer videos, something like that, where it's just going to be you on camera. This would be very easy to do. You record it to your phone, but the actual software itself is going to be a separate component. So you're really not recording in the software. You'll be editing in that software. You're recording to the phone or you're recording to your camera. That's the big difference there. Now, when it comes to the actual software, some things you need to be aware of, especially when it comes to recording. There is software out there that can do direct recording, and I'm sure you've heard of it. One really popular one is called Zoom. Zoom is a biggie right now, especially after COVID. Everybody seemed to jump on the Zoom bandwagon when everybody all of a sudden spread out their entire workforce across all four corners of the earth, and people were still working from home, but they still had to meet at the office quite a bit until they got the kinks worked out. Remember that transition? Wasn't that fun? There are also other services like Riverside.fm. Again, these are really good for, say, panel discussions or two or more people. I really wouldn't use Zoom or Riverside.fm if I were doing a solo cast. I mean, you can. I personally wouldn't. I would shoot for the higher quality video and audio directly into, especially my DSLR or my mirrorless camera. The reason being, the internet has a limit. There is a limit. In fact, webcams even have a limit. Some of the best webcams out there are only 1080p or high definition. It's not going to be the best possible picture that you can get. It's easy to record in 4K even with your smartphone. Smartphones now are doing 4K. Especially DSLRs and mirrorless cameras, they definitely have 4K, probably jump it all the way up to 8K, maybe even some are coming up with 12K now, and you mix down to 1080p, that's okay to do. 1080p to 1080p, that's okay to do. Record in 1080, mix down to 1080, that's okay. If you want to record in 1080 and mix down to 720, yes, that's permissible, whereas not advisable. But if you want to record in 720 and try to mix up to 1080, don't do that. What you're trying to do at that point is you're literally trying to create data that doesn't exist, and the actual video quality is going to suffer for that. It's not going to fill in the data. It's not going to invent data for you. It's not going to give you extra picture where picture doesn't exist. So try not to render up, render across or down, go from high to low or from medium to medium, but don't ever mix from low to medium or low to high. Like fingernails on a blackboard. And it will show. It will show. Now, getting back to some of these online options, I told you about Zoom, I told you about Riverside.fm. Some of the other ones that you might be able to pull it off with are Microsoft Teams. They're okay for meetings. I've never been really thrilled with the picture quality on Microsoft Teams. And then another one is Google Meet. Again, Google Meet is kind of similar to Microsoft Teams. limited by your bandwidth, limited by whatever camera anybody is using, and chances are it's not going to be much better than 1080p. And that's another big consideration, is everybody's going to have different cameras, possibly different resolutions, different internet speeds, different internet qualities. What happens if somebody's on cable internet while somebody else is on dial-up? That's a possibility. It's not quite that prevalent, but you might find somebody way out in the boonies that's still stuck on dial-up. I doubt it, but the point being, again, you're trying to mix really high quality with really low quality, and the only way you can go is down to here. You cannot meet in the middle. This will not, it'll come up, but it ain't gonna be pretty. In fact, it may even look worse than its original because it is trying to match with a whole bunch of other stuff. So try not to do that. The quickest example I can give you is Riverside.fm. If you have multiple people on the line, it'll give you separate audio files for everybody. And that is a big, big, big plus, because everybody's going to need their separate audio file, because their microphone and their recording environment is going to be completely and totally different than anybody else on the call or on the interview. Somebody's in a living room, somebody's in a bedroom, somebody's in the kitchen, somebody's outside. Doesn't matter what they're using or where they are, everything is going to be different. Sound, background noise, all that kind of stuff. And you're going to have to take care of that and process that in post-production, which can be done. Don't get me wrong, but it's going to have to be addressed separately. You can't blend them all together into one audio file and expect everybody to come out sounding pristine when it's not. You're going to have to EQ this, that's going to destroy that one. You're going to have to do noise reduction on this, which may mess with this one. You're just not going to want to do that. But if you have them separately, you can do separate treatment across the board. And like I was saying, Riverside.fm, for example, I know has separate audio tracks already as the default. Zoom, however, has that as an option, and you must know to turn that on before you start your recording. From Zoom, what you'll get is a video file, and let's say you've got 2 people, a host and a guest, you'll get a video file and 3 audio files. You'll get the combined audio file that goes with the video, and then you'll get person A's audio and person B's audio. So you'll end up with 3 audio files. You simply silence this one, you mute this channel, and you use these 2 to do all your editing and adjusting. Boom, you're done. It's very simple. But if you don't know that it's there, and if you don't turn it on, you don't get it. Put that down in your pre-show checklist or whatever it is to make sure that you flip that switch before you get started. So if you're starting things for you, if you're getting things up and running for your business channel, your business YouTube channel, your business podcast, I would hope that you would make this channel your home base. So please subscribe. If you like this video, click like, share it with some other folks, and if you know anybody else in the business world, a lot of business people run in packs. No, not packs, but they tend to congregate. You know other business people. If that's something that they're thinking about doing, please tell them about this channel and turn them on to it. I'd appreciate it. So like I said earlier, maybe you're doing all this recording, but it's going to be in Zoom or in Riverside FM, or if you're doing it on a camera or something like that, it's going to be to an SD card. That you are going to take to your computer and edit it there with a different set of software. You can edit it on your phone, but again, with your phone, that's with a different piece of software than your phone software that you use to record it. It's still separate. The editing is still separate from the phone. From there, sky's the limit. You've got all kinds of choices you can make. First of all, there's probably already preloaded software on your computer. I know there is in your phone. There probably is in your computer. I know Windows comes with one. I know Apple comes with one. Don't know about Linux. I think that might be an add-on that you have to go searching for. But Windows and Apple definitely have their own. Does iMovie mean anything to you? They're definitely on there. And you can start with those. And that's a great place to start because it's very basic, it's very trimmed, it's very streamlined, but you still learn the editing process. Trust me, you can get caught in the weeds later on with bigger and more powerful programs, but to start with, you'll really get a good overview and a good feeling for the entire editing process with some very, very simple software. Now from there, you can go to some professional stuff, and there's even a whole bunch of full-featured free software that's out there. I mean, this stuff can really cook. There's even one that I know right off the top of my head that's free that you can get, and it's I shudder to say this, it's the simplified version of their paid one, which is just a powerhouse, But the simplified version is only a few bells and whistles less. Quite frankly, for what you're doing, I mean, if you're doing stuff like this, like talking head video, teaching video, demonstration video, this is going to be more than enough. Seriously, it's got a bunch of stuff to it. Not only video editing, audio editing, color correction, motion graphics. You really want to get lost in the weeds? Check out motion graphics. Don't need it. I'm not going there. I think it'd be fun, but I'm not going there yet. Little stuff like that you can upgrade to. First of all, there's the free version. There are several paid ones that have a free version that if you want to, you can upgrade to the paid. And by paid, you've got two different options there as well. A simple single fee, and you're done, and you get all the upgrades whenever they come along. Or there are several that have a monthly subscription. So let's say you pay $300, maybe $600 total. Or you could pay $29.95 per month. Where does that chunk come out of your budget? You make the decision. I mean, there's the obvious, well, after 10 months, the paid for one pays for itself. Yeah, okay, fine. I'm no accountant and I figured that one out. But that still might not work for you. So whatever you want to do, free, paid, or subscription, go for it. There's tons of software out there. And to that end, I have something for you for free. It is a free guide to the free software that I talked about. There's a whole bunch of free software out there for both Windows, Macs, Linux, all that kind of stuff. It's out there. And I've got a list for you, a short list of the best ones that I think are out there. Download that list for yourself right now. There's a link in the description, the free guide to free video editing software. Get your copy and find the one that works best for you. I'm Nic Natarella with AdWise Creative. Thank you for watching.